Hi, it's Ann Alexander with Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage. Welcome to my First Time Homebuyer series. Hi, it's Ann Alexander with Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage. Today on my First Time Homebuyer video, I wanted to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. So we've got the contract in, we talked about the appraisal last week. So now what else is going on? Besides you getting ready to move, some of the things that I'm coordinating are one, the mortgage company is going through their process. So I'm always contacting them to find out where we are in the process and making sure everything is running smoothly. So you have mortgage processors and they are reviewing your loan application. They're gathering any important information and documentation that they need. So you always need to have that ready to go, which we talked about a couple of episodes ago. And then they send all of that paperwork to the mortgage originator or the underwriter. And those are the people that they're like little investigators. So they're investigating your credit history. They order the appraisal on the property. They review your debt to income ratio. They verify your employment. They confirm your down payment information. They're going to want to look at your bank accounts, statements, and things like that. They're going to determine that all of that information is correct and accurate. And at that point, as long as they've got everything, they're either going to confirm your loan or they're going to reject it. Hopefully we don't get into that part because most of all that's been done, ahead of time where we have the pre-approvals. So, that is a huge part of this. Then here in South Carolina, we use attorneys as opposed to some states use title companies, but the attorneys, for the real estate attorneys actually, do that same kind of work. So their part of it is they're looking to make sure that you have clear title, that the seller is the actual owner of the property and can legally sell the property. They also check for any legal liens or anything that's attached to the property and or the structures. Then they also are dealing with the mortgage company as well. And then once they get all of the paperwork from the mortgage company, besides all of the paperwork that the attorney has, with the liens and the title and everything else, they are actually, they cover the deeds. They are taking care of the property taxes. If there's any estate planning that's affected by the property, they take care of looking into all of that. They're checking for zoning and obviously the titles and making sure that there's nothing that's going to impact the sale of the property. So going back real quickly to the actual mortgage process, I want to kind of cover the appraisal. The appraisal is done by a third party hired by the mortgage company to evaluate the property and make sure that it is fair market value, that it's not, you're not getting a loan that's more than what the property is actually valued at. So they're going to look just like I do when I show you what to offer. They're going to look at the comparables, and they generally go back 6 to 12 months to take a look at that and everything that's around that area. So even if it's kind of maybe in an eclectic neighborhood, they're still going to look at the properties that are right around that the property that you're purchasing. And they need to make sure that the property is worth the market value, the fair market value, because they need to make sure that that then will cover the loan in case something happens to you or whatever, that you can't pay the loan. They need to make sure that that house is worth the loan amount. So I think, like I said, this is something that I'm in the background kind of coordinating, making sure that, the attorneys and the mortgage companies and everybody are communicating with each other. They're communicating with me and you to make sure that the transaction goes smoothly. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you got a lot of good information out of today's episode. I'll see you next week.